Hola a todos. Para hoy. First, we'll review some vocabulary, then we'll practice for the IPA. We'll take a look at Exploraciones Gramaticales 3, and then we'll look at one of the culture readings, La Carretera Panamericana. Hay que tener mucho cuidado. Él no tuvo cuidado. ¿Qué es esto? Es la señal. ¿Cómo se llama? Se llama el semáforo. ¿Cómo se llama? Se llama la patrulla. ¿Quién es esta persona? Es el paramédico. ¿Qué es esto? Es una camilla. ¿Cómo se llama? Se llama la ambulancia. Practice for IPA. Preguntas. ¿Cuáles son unos días festivos y celebraciones interesantes en los Estados Unidos? Una celebración interesante, en mi opinión, es Mardi Gras. Toma lugar en Nueva Orleans. ¿Cuál es tu día festivo o celebración favorito? Mi día festivo favorito es la Navidad. Es igual para muchas personas. ¿Dónde toma lugar? Pues toma lugar en casa, toma lugar en la iglesia, en diferentes lugares. ¿Cómo es y qué actividades son populares para celebrarlo? Pues la Navidad es una celebración para todos, para los niños, para los adultos. Es común dar regalos, to give gifts, y comer, beber, cantar canciones navideñas, asistir a la iglesia. Son unas actividades populares. En tu opinión, ¿es o no es interesante tu día festivo o celebración favorito para estudiantes de Perú? ¿Por qué sí o por qué no? Pues en mi opinión, es interesante la Navidad para los estudiantes de Perú porque es una celebración popular en casi, bueno, en mucho del mundo. Y sí se celebra en Perú con unas diferencias culturales, entonces, sí, en mi opinión es interesante para ellos. Okay, at this point you can pause your video and you'll use, momentito, the 1020 worksheet for today to answer these three questions. And then remember, you'll upload your document on Canvas and I'll post the answers after the due date. Okay, I'm going to put those questions up again. Bueno, continuando. Exploraciones gramaticales 3. And today we're going to take a look at another function of the preterite and imperfect used together with emotions and mental states. Remember that the preterite is used to describe a specific event in the past, and the imperfect is used to describe an ongoing action. You can use that same concept when you're talking about emotions. Por ejemplo, mi padre se enojó cuando choqué mi coche. My father got angry when I crashed my car, and this is a specific event and represents a change of emotion. For that reason, I'm going to use the preterite. Otro ejemplo, Roberto estaba enojado porque su novia hablaba con otro hombre. Roberto was angry because his girlfriend was talking to another man. It was an ongoing emotion, and in this sense, we're not referring to a point when he became angry. It's expressed as an ongoing condition. Imperfect. The following verbs are often used to describe a change in emotion, and therefore they're generally used in the preterite tense. Aburrirse, alegrarse, asustarse, to become bored, to become happy, to become frightened, and so forth. Por ejemplo, me asusté cuando vi el accidente. I got scared when I saw the accident in reaction to it. Más ejemplos. El verbo sentirse significa to feel. Por ejemplo, me sentí contenta cuando llegué a la fiesta sorpresa. And here we're using the preterite because it's in reaction to the surprise party. I felt happy when I arrived in reaction to seeing the surprise. Carlos se sentía triste después de la muerte de su abuelo. Carlos felt sad after his grandfather's death, and here it's seen as an ongoing condition, and we're not really seeing the end of it. He was sad in the past. Ponerse significa to become. Por ejemplo, Sara y Pablo se pusieron nerviosos cuando sus padres no llegaron a tiempo. In reaction to their parents not arriving, they became nervous. So we're expressing that point at which they became nervous. Here we have a group of verbs that have different meaning in the imperfect as they do in the preterite. So let's take a look at these. Conocer significa to know in the imperfect, or to know past, means to meet in the preterite. Por ejemplo, ayer conocí a alguien nuevo. Yesterday I met someone new. Conocía a varias personas en la fiesta. I knew various people at the party, okay, as in I already knew them. Saber in the imperfect means to know about something in the past, and the preterite means to find out. Supe las noticias. I found out the news. Ya sabía las noticias. I already knew the news. Haber in the imperfect means there was. It's a description. It means there was, there were, in the preterite, as in something occurred. Por ejemplo, imperfecto. No, let's go with preterite. Ayer hubo una fiesta. Yesterday there was a party. Había muchas personas en la fiesta. There were many people at the party. A description. So we're talking about an occurrence. There was a party. Description. How many people were there? Poder means to be able to do something according to circumstances in the imperfect. Like, for example, and conversely, no poder is not to be able to do something due to circumstances. For example, I went to Spain last summer, and my mother-in-law, who's Russian and doesn't speak English, was there. Yo no podía hablar mucho con ella porque no podía hablar español. Perdón, no podía hablar ruso. Okay, so I was not able to speak with her because I wasn't able to speak Russian as an ongoing circumstance. Okay, now when I try to do something, I succeed in it. That's when you use it in the preterite. Lo pude hacer, I was able to do something. No pude, the same thing. I failed to be able to do something. Bueno, querer in the imperfect is to want to do, you wanted to do something is an ongoing condition. Let's look at, for example, if I wanted to borrow my brother's car and he refused to lend it to me. Okay, yo quería pedir prestado el coche de mi hermano, pero él no quiso prestármelo. So I wanted to borrow his car as an ongoing state. He refused to lend it to me when I asked him for it. Más ejemplos. Que no querer in the imperfect, to not want to do something is an ongoing condition. Let's say my friends were going to a party that night. I didn't feel like doing it. No quería salir con ellos. Querer, to try to do something. Let's say I tried to call somebody, but I failed to be able to because the line was busy. Quise hablar contigo por teléfono, pero no pude porque no contestaste. So you didn't answer, let's say. Bueno, okay, let's take a look at an activity. Práctica. Lee la conversación entre Julio y Esther y decide cuál es la mejor forma del verbo. So let's take a look at this. Okay, let's consider whether she became angry in reaction to the grade she got, or whether it was an ongoing condition. We're looking at this group of this sentence. Did she find out this, or did she already know it? In both cases, consider that. Okay, now here, consider if he didn't want to do something, the professor, due to an ongoing condition, or if he refused to do something. And then also, in her answer, whether it was an ongoing condition or whether it was something that was attempted. Okay, so at this point, you're going to pause the video and you'll complete that on the activity worksheet. A comprobar these 5 sentences here. Okay, I'm going to put the questions up again, and I'm going to continue. Bueno, vamos al libro de texto. Página 304 en el libro de texto. 304 en el libro de texto. Ejercicio 9.27, mini conversaciones. Dice, completa las conversaciones con la forma del pretérito o del imperfecto del verbo indicado según el caso. Hay 4 preguntas. Cada pregunta tiene más de una pregunta, es decir, más de una respuesta. Okay, now again, you can pause the video. Using your textbook, complete these 4 answers here. I'm going to put this up again. Y luego continuamos. Ok, vamos a discutir la carretera panamericana. Página 301 en el libro de texto, 301. Y en el e-text es Conexiones a la Ingeniería, la carretera panamericana. Unas preguntas. ¿Cuál es la carretera más larga de Estados Unidos? ¿Y qué estados atraviesa? A ver. Lo averigüé y la carretera más grande, más larga de los Estados Unidos es el Interestatal 90. Pueden ver que atraviesa varios estados por el norte del país. Okay, muchos estados. Un momento. Bueno, siempre es fácil conducir por ella. ¿Por qué? Pues en mi opinión, a veces es difícil conducir por ella por el tráfico, tal vez por condiciones de clima, weather conditions. Bueno, puede resultar difícil. Ahora, vamos a ver una lectura sobre la carretera panamericana, que es la carretera más larga de todo el mundo. Va de aquí, por Norteamérica, por Centroamérica, termina aquí. Here we have the Darien Gap, and there is a spot, you can see a close-up of it here. No, not too close. Where the road ends, okay? Due to the conditions, it's straight through the jungle, so they still haven't been able to get that worked out. Bueno. So at this point, I'd ask you to do the reading on page 301. You'll put your answers here for Hablemos del Tema. And those questions are right here. ¿Con qué frecuencia viajas por carretera? ¿Qué efectos tienen las grandes carreteras en el medio ambiente y en la economía? Número 1, para mí, yo viajo no con mucha frecuencia por carretera porque generalmente estoy manejando por las calles de Denton. Pero de vez en cuando viajo a Kansas City para ver a mis padres. Bueno, es todo para hoy. Gracias por mirar. Adiós.